All right, so this custom house here is getting siding put on it now. We got some James Hardie fiber cement siding going on. Today I want to walk you around and show you some details that we're doing on this house that are helping to make it watertight and how the siding come out looking really nice. So on the Real Property Show today, James Hardie fiber cement siding details. All right, so this custom home is getting James Hardie fiber cement siding. The siding you can see behind me is a 5-inch reveal. So this is their HZ series. So you got to make sure you're looking into what area of the country you're in. Up north, and you'll use HZ5. Down south, you'll start to use HZ10. So this siding here has a 5-inch reveal. So what that means is if you measure here, you'll see 5 inches from the bottom of the drip here, or the bottom of the siding, to the bottom of the next piece of siding. Okay, so this is a detail for an electrical outlet. I want to explain to you how this is actually done. So the first step is you put this box in. It has a flange all the way around it, and I did another video on this that you can take a look at. But that gets taped to the zip. And then once you do that, you cut this head flash, you bend this head flashing, and then this gets taped to the zip above that. So the water comes down and it'll hit this and then sheet around this box. So we're waterproofed. This is all waterproofed at the box. Then we have the other layer of the head flashing around it. And then this mounting block goes, slides up underneath this head flashing and mounts to the wall. So we have a rain screen that goes out over the top of this head flashing behind this that we'll show you in detail on the other side. But it allows you to get a nice, good flat surface to mount the box to. It's waterproof. You're able to air seal it from behind. And this is just bulletproof as far as any water coming down and ever getting into this. So we opted on this one to not put a drip metal on this because we got the Hardie. And this is never going to see any water under here. But we were trying to keep a consistent look. But we did this on all the windows and every single mounting block on the house. You can see how we bent this around the corner as well on the sides. So, and this has a flange on the outside. It's got like a butterfly kind of, or like an angled cut on the back that we're able to seal. All right, so you can see the detail here on the top of the window. This is the head flashing. This we ordered in 24 gauge steel. It's galvanized steel. This is white. And it has about a 115-degree angle on it. So it's canted out. So any water that gets back in here behind the siding, it comes down here. So we don't caulk this. And this water will run down, hit this, and then run out because it's tipping down and out. So we didn't put a drip ledge on this. We didn't want the look of that. We got the Hardie, so it's a nice solid, you're not worried about water really getting on this too much, but this is also underneath the porch. So not a big deal. And then we'll bend this edge on the outside here to where you can see this. You can see this edge right here where it's bent around the corner, and it finishes out on the edge. So a lot of times you'll see guys just cut them flush and you can see the edge of the material there. We actually bend the metal around the outside. So, and then this piece here, the head piece, you can see on the bottom that it's actually sticking out about 1/4 of an inch past the 5/4 trim on the bottom. We ripped a piece of this, of the actual lap siding, and stuck that behind it. And then that allowed us to build this out 5/16 on the side and then give us a little bit of a look where we have that head sticks out. You can see it sticking out farther on the sides. So, and then we trim this out down here. And Hardie actually shows you to install this bottom piece to actually the side to come all the way down and out so you have water can just drain through this, but we didn't do that in this. We just ran this over because we like this look better. So this thing has rain screen, everything behind it. So you really don't even need a caulk behind the edge of the window because there's to the trim, because if any water gets in there, it's running out the rain screen, just pouring out the bottom of the siding. So this is what we did here at the beam. So you can see we actually cut this Hardie tight. We got to nail this still here, pin nail this off, but you can see how this is cut tight to the beam, tight here on the beam. So we're not going to put a piece of trim around the beam. It gives a nice clean look all the way around the beam. And then this just butts in. You can see the spacing that we're leaving here between the end of this lap siding to the trim, the corner trim that's gone on. Yeah, we find it also easier that we're caulking this as we're going. It's just a lot easier to caulk it and as we're going up, and then we're not getting a bunch of big old fat beads of caulking on these corners. Swipe them out and we're done. So it's real, and you're getting it done as you're moving through putting all the siding on. So this is the rain screen that's actually running out the top of the siding here. So we've left it short a little bit here. So we're going to put another piece on here where we'll put our soffit material on, which is going to end up being 3/4 inch T&G. That'll go up here. So 3/4 inch T&G is going here. And then we'll put this lap siding on, and up to that, almost up to that, we're going to leave it down about 1/8 of an inch so we can get airflow to go behind this rain screen from all the way to the bottom of the wall and then go up, and then it'll vent out the top so we can get some airflow to help with the drying. And you can see that all the way down the whole entire bottom of the porch here, where it's going to meet the soffit. All right, so we're going to go ahead now and look at what's called the butt joint, and this is where two lap pieces of siding come together. And you'll see here that this actually have a little bit of movement here. So Hardie recommends having what they call moderate contact. So if you have two factory edges of Hardie, you're going to go ahead and butt those together. If they're already pre-primed, you're just going to butt them together. You don't have to do anything. But if they're not pre-primed, you actually have to take and prime them. So we take a spray can of primer, and this one we're using some Kills shellac base, and we're shooting that on this edge of this butt joint where we make a cut on this board, and we're shooting it and we're putting it on here prior to actually doing the install. The other thing that we're doing that recommend is we do not want to caulk this joint, because it's just a maintenance thing over time. You want it to look like this. It's just going to get painted over the top and just have a really nice tight joint that's here, but you don't want it jammed together. You want some movement, so you have a little bit of room for expansion and contraction, and it's not going to crack or break. So what we do, because we're not caulking it, is we use these flashings. This flashing is made by Tamlyn. You go to tamlyn.com, but it's their extreme color flashing, and this is pre-primed. You can see it here. This is white, the reason white siding on this house. This is their PF6, and they come in quantities of 50. You can buy these here, but they essentially, if you look at this picture right here, they slide behind the siding as you're going up. And the cool thing is you have this flange right here. So this actually goes, I would install this piece. I'd make sure I don't nail right here, right in this spot right here. And then I would slide this down behind it. And you can see that right here in this example, how this is they put this piece on, they slide that behind, and now we're going to go ahead and put it down here. So the cool thing about it is this is actually behind this. If you were to look up underneath there, it's in here right now. And now that's protecting, when that metal is behind that, it's protecting the sunlight from going through and actually burning a hole in either your zip sheathing or your paper, if it's tieback or whatever it is behind there. This is put in though from the top, and then this stops on this piece of siding 1.25 inches up. So you're actually 1/4 inch short right here, but this other piece of siding comes up this high. So it allows you to not have to measure or tack or anything like that. This flange really helps you to hold it there. So it's a cool product. This is actually made too. You put a little hook on your bags and wire on your bags, and you can walk around your tool belt and just hang them off your tool belt, and you can keep them going while you're working. So this has been really a nice product to use. And this is a way better, less maintenance on your siding by putting in these flashings behind the butt joints and not caulking the butt joints. All right, so we're going to look at two different things here. First thing I want to look at with you is the mounting block here, and then we're also going to look at how we actually use bug screen and integrate it with the rain screen to keep bugs out of our house. So the mounting block that we did here, this is similar to what you saw on the other side of the house. This one was done a little bit differently though. So we have Quick Flash, which is it's a blue piece of plastic that you can see the edge of it that goes around here. This has a rubber gasket seal that we put behind here. So this pipe is running through into that seal. So if we ever have to pull this out or replace it, we have extra space underneath the house, and that allows us, or extra pipe underneath the house, allows us to pull it in or pull it out. So it's not actually caulked at that penetration. It has a rubber gasket, so we can move this in or move this out. So this allows us to waterproof the zip tape to this, and we've also air sealed back behind here on the back. This is caulked back around this opening where this the actual Quick Flash goes on, so we get the air sealing that's happening as well. And then right where it punches through, it's also air sealed at that level. The rain screen will actually cut back a little bit because of this extra buildup on the plastic. This ends up getting a little too far out, so your siding will bump out. So we cut the rain screen back just a little around that flange here, and then we will take and we'll shim if we need to get the siding over the top. This is 8 inches bug screen that we got here, and it's fiberglass. And so what we do is we tack this on first after we've already done the air sealing here to the zip to the concrete. And then this will get folded up just above where the edge of the siding will be. So we hold this about 3/4, but we're rolling it up over the top of the rain screen. So you can see right here, this goes up. It's on, it's tacked right there, and it rolls up over the rain screen. So this void that's behind the rain screen, you can see here that bugs could get up in here. So we're eliminating that by having this bug screen on here. This condition will happen at any roof to wall location as well. So like on your dormers or anywhere where you meet a porch or anything like that, you're gonna have the same condition where you have to deal with this. All right, well, hope you learned something about installing James Hardie fiber cement siding. This can work for other fiber cement products as well. Well, thanks again for watching. If you'd like more information about building a custom home or an ADU, visit our website at freemansconstruction.com. If you'd like help buying or selling your home or land, visit our real estate company's website at freemansrealty.com.